Alright, we gotta fight smarter, not harder, because this is getting utterly ridiculous. Like, the thing is terraforming...
This baby was worth every credit!
What just happened? Who's yelling at me? Who just yelled at me? I don't remember that happening. Karwa, this baby was worth every credit. That's a new experience. Very well. Grathan's whole thing is just weird and interesting, though. Like, what's even up? Like, really? How does he even manage this? Everyone's also in a tizzy about Lord freaking Grathan doing this. And it's just like, he's just a Sith Lord. He's not actually even that powerful, if I remember correctly. So it's just like... And he's doing this in the literally in, like, the backyard of the Dark Council. And I'm pretty sure most of the Dark Council could absolutely just, you know, destroy him. So it's just, like, what on earth? How is he getting away with this? Is it just that the Council doesn't pay attention to these things? Like, that doesn't seem very smart of them, but I can absolutely believe it of some people, because I can absolutely believe it depending on which Dark Council member we're dealing with. Because some of them are a bit short-sighted, shall we say. Very focused on whatever they happen to be interested in. I do feel bad for this guy, though. You see a lot of really screwed up things in the Empire, but that one, like, kind of horrifies me on a personal level, if only because I can absolutely, to some degree, I feel like I can absolutely imagine, you know, someone like, you know, taking your conscience and putting it in something else that it can control. It's like, that's incredibly screwed up. Incredibly screwed up. And I don't blame them for preferring death over trying to live as that. I think I have done it before, though, where I did send them back. Mostly because, like, I don't know, well, I was running a pure dark side playthrough there. This one we're doing just kind of, we're doing whatever we feel like. But again, this is something that I remember that I've spoken about extensively with people. And I think I've even ranted about it on stream, but you know what? We're gonna do it again, because I'm the one driving this ship, and all of you poor suckers are just along for the ride. But one of the things I do enjoy a lot about playing Empire side characters is the very simple fact that you actually get some moral nuance. You know, this is something where you can see both sides. You can see the idea that these poor suckers really would rather die than, you know, be forced to live as this strange shell, you know, human brain in a droid body, and I don't even really understand how that works, but either way, it's something that's incredibly screwed up, and I don't really blame them if they do not want, if they don't want to try and suffer through that. But you can also look at it from the perspective of you as a person, where depending on what kind of Sith you're playing, or even not Sith, depending on what kind of bounty hunter or Imperial agent you're playing too, because those guys are also you know, an option for that mission. I mean, you could be wondering whether you, even if this one person is asking you, you can still sit there and wonder and ask if you really have the right as this one person, as if you have the right to deliver this, you know, coup de grace to everyone else. But anyway, back to the moral dilemma of Grathan's droids. Or the people he turned into droids, I guess. Like, the thing there is it's just like, you could argue, you can say that you absolutely understand why these people don't want to stay alive, but I feel like you can sort of also understand, either from the perspective of what I think the actual textual thing is, which is basically just support the Empire, you know, the support the Empire, what's best for the Empire kind of through line. But, or you can also even look at it from the perspective of, well, you know, even if one person is asking me to kill them, does that give them the right to determine this for the rest of the group? Does it give me the right to determine for the rest of the group? You know, who's to say for each individual when the fate worse than death is actually a fate worse than death? But in this case, I went with the, yeah, everyone is suffering a fate worse than death, and I'm not going to be party to that. But I can still see both sides. But anyway, that's why I like the moral dilemmas that they present on the dark side a lot more than I like the ones that they present on the light side. And it's for fairly simple reasons, honestly. It's simply down to, I think they're more interesting. I think that they allow for more character nuance and allow you to think your characters through more. I was playing a light sider with some friends last night, with a group last night. And the problem with sometimes the light side and dark side dilemmas for the Republic side of things is that they are just so obviously good versus kind of pointless evil. Kind of pointless amounts of evil. And I just watched somebody hover into the air. That's fun. No idea what just happened there. But anyway, the issue that I have is, like, we were playing some troopers and smugglers together, right? Had a little group going. It was all great. We're playing along. We're having fun. And the option that came up was, like, for one of the side quests was basically either give, you know, the poor starving refugees medicine, or get so upset and offended at them asking you to do the right thing that you literally threaten to kill a child. And it's just like, and I kind of laughed at that because none of us were exactly playing the purest, pure-hearted characters. But to a man, not one of us, look, 2 of us were smugglers and 1 of us was a trooper. So the smugglers by themselves were definitely kind of doing their own thing, and the trooper in question was not the most paragon trooper. That's just the way that we run. We run morally ambiguous. It's our thing. But again, and then the thing that happened there was just, it was so, like, even there, even though we had, like, smugglers who were pretty much only doing what they were doing for the credits, you know, because they were getting paid. and a kind of sketchy trooper, none of us were willing to threaten the child. And I kind of laughed and commented on that, you know, one of those, well, I'm glad to see all of us have at least, you know, some basic standards. And they kind of startled at me, and then we all agreed and had a little bit of a chuckle about the, interesting. About the interesting ways, quote unquote, moral dilemmas are presented in the Republic. Which is to say, they're kind of not. Okay, this is again something I love to think about stuff like the meta aspects of like how the meta aspects of gameplay like coincide with the story with the story levels like the of gameplay of the game. And in this case, something that really is cracking me up a little bit is the fact that, technically speaking, I think I just stole that guy's boots. And I was doing the equivalent of trying them on to see if they were better than my current boots before deciding that actually they weren't. You know, it's funny when you think about it, right? I know that they put in a speeder because it's a convenience factor, but like think about that infrastructure-wise. We are a secret society that has so many people traveling to us that we need us to have a stop on our taxi droid service. I know it's gameplay convenience. I know it's just gameplay convenience, but you've got to admit that's pretty funny to think about. Fun fact about me. When I first played through this Revenite recruitment mission, if you will, I had no idea about Knights of the Old Republic. Never heard of it, never played it, no idea who Revan was. I honestly thought that this was just a random, you know, side quest artifact that they made someone up for.
Well, you really made it, didn't you?
All part of the job, Captain. I'm sure you'll get it done.
What was that hand gesture?
I'll see you around.
Like, I move my hands a lot when I talk, I do. But what was that? Like, what did they just animate my character to do? You'll get the job done? Good lord, that looked a little bit ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie. Like, what on earth was I supposed to be, like, just comforting? Waving my hands aimlessly? I mean, I get it. Not everybody's perfect, but, like, and Lord knows that the people animating this had plenty of work they had to do, and it was not easy. But, good lord, what was that weird hand movement about? Like, seriously. Ugh, they need to insulate their cups better. That coffee got cold fast. Fortunately, there's enough sugar in it, sugar and cream in it to give most people a heart attack. So it still tastes good even when it's cold. I could have just ordered it straight up iced, I suppose, but I was feeling like a hot drink today. As it is, I might have some tea later. I bought some new tea today. Yes, I drink coffee and tea. I don't faff about with those people that say, oh, you know, you can only have one, you can only like one. You can only do either tea or coffee, and it's the great debate. Nah, man, I drink both. You know what? Both is good. And sometimes you're in the mood for coffee, or you really just need more of a pick-me-up than most teas offer. Because, well, most tea, unless it's brewed very strongly and interestingly. you're not going to get...
I sense you will go far.
You're not going to get enough of a caffeine rush from that. You're just not. I try.
I hunger for the day when our power will be restored. We will meet again.
See, here's one of the things. Maybe if I had been playing a human or a cyborg or even a Zabrek, I could actually believe that that ghost was, you know, my great-great-great-whatever's grandfather. But I'm playing a Twi'lek. Please explain to me how those fit into that guy's helmet. They didn't. Like, I don't believe that they did. We were having some issues with that last night too, incidentally. I didn't stream last night because I was playing with some other people, and I was playing with some other people on a Discord call, and we just kind of didn't feel comfortable with that. But it would probably help if I clicked the right way. But you would not believe they were giving me so much crap, and it was admittedly deserved crap, because the problem is that I was playing DPS because I always play DPS. It is my preferred role, and fortunately I tend to play with people who accommodate that. Or maybe it's just they know that I have a hard time tanking, and and they don't want to deal with the inevitable struggle that is me relearning for like the 5th time how to tank properly. But either way, so I was playing DPS, but I kept forgetting that I was with a group. Which meant that, you know, I did what I'm doing now, which is basically, I run around, I do my own thing, I see some enemies that I have to fight, that I either want to or have to fight, and I go do it. Which, unfortunately, meant that I was leaving my tank behind. A lot. So much, in fact, that they were teasing me and saying, well, why don't I just, you know, I just want to tank this whole area, and it was just like, I didn't want to tank, I just forgot that I actually had a tank I was playing with to tank for me. Which, you know, I try not to take that for granted. I genuinely deeply appreciate. Again, see what was I saying? What was I saying? I mean, yeah, I sincerely appreciate people who tank for me. It is a privilege that I do not take lightly. Anyway. Ah, shucks. You know, I could probably make an entire video compilation of all the times I thought that I could dodge around an enemy, and it turned out I could not. Because that's happened at least like 3 or 4 times already this stream, and it will probably happen again. Peppers are delicious, and I kind of miss them. Ah. See, what did I just say? What did I just say about I could totally make just a video compilation of all the times that I thought I could avoid aggroing somebody, and I could not avoid aggroing them. Hire me to do a little bit more work. Oh no. Oh well. I managed to attract the attention of the Khas wildlife. Alright. I have to kill a bunch of other people. I have to go seal up a blast door. I apparently have to kill this guy because I walked right into him. Whoops. That one is my fault. My bad. If you're liking what I'm talking about, then, well, honestly, if you want more me to chat more about college, better if you can do it with your entire family. Oh, I thought I could dodge around these guys, but I could not. I genuinely deeply appreciate Again? See what was I saying? What was I saying? You guys seriously respawn right on top of me? Damn, those NPCs stunning on top of you, jealous lil JK. I know, right? Like, come on, man. I just killed you. I didn't think you were gonna respawn that fast. Alright. We gotta fight smarter, not harder, because this is getting utterly ridiculous.
Hey everyone! Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed these highlights, please consider following me on Twitch at airlymusing to catch me when I'm live. If you liked this video specifically, please consider leaving a like or comment to let me know what your favorite moment was, and subscribe and hit that bell to find out when I next upload a video. If you want to hear more of what I'm up to on a daily basis, you can follow me on Twitter at airlymusing. Thank you and have a great day.